Nevada is an amazing place to work. It's amazing because it's got the best geology in North America. The most exciting thing about this Made in America Gold Corp portfolio is the scale and the timing. We planned ahead. We got that ground 10 years ago. We're not paying somebody for the right to be here. We staked it ourselves, we held the ground, and now it's time to get to work. So this is the third largest land position in Nevada. This is easily the largest prospect generator or junior held land position in America. Our outcome here is simple. We want to make a multi-million ounce gold discovery. The only larger portfolio than us are Nevada Gold Mines in Kinross. We do non-dilutive exploration to find that next multi-million ounce gold discovery. Everybody wants to be here in Nevada. If you find something in Nevada, there's a very, very high likelihood you can put that into production in a short amount of time. You can truck ore easily, do mill tolling, or you don't have to build everything from scratch. You've got the infrastructure already built out to build a mine. So everybody wants to be here in Nevada. So this is the Made in America Gold portfolio. We're here at Iron Point. We're at the intersection of the Battle Mountain Trend and the Getchell Trend, and we're amongst some of the largest gold deposits in North America. It's an exciting place to be. This is 100 square kilometers of ground, and there's over 550 drill holes here, only 27 of which go below 300 meters depth. That's a lot of information at surface, and what we're hunting for is at depth. We've already got intercepts from framework drilling that start from here and extend almost a kilometer to the north. And where was hole 5? That's just a little bit up the trend here.
Hole 5 is just to the north of us out on the along the range front.
And there we hit 9 meters at a gram gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
And additionally, there was another meter plus intercept of 12.3 gram per ton, demonstrating there is high grade gold.
There's high grade gold moving on structures, and it's really tied to those Eocene intrusions. Those are 30 million year old dikes. That's the story across this trend. Everywhere in northern Nevada where you have a Carlin style system, you generally have an intrusion of that age somewhere driving the fluid into your rocks. That's what creates the big gold deposits around here. The thesis of building this portfolio within Made in America Gold is go to places where a lot of work has been done already. We actually have a huge amount of data, usually in that top portion of the stratigraphic column. And the goal is to take all that information and find what's driving the gold mineralization across a large area. What is below it? So we're driving along a range front road here. We're on Buffalo Valley on our property. 5 miles north of us, 7 miles to the south of us, and all the way across the valley to that tall peak, that's Mount Lewis, is Made in America Gold claims. A tremendous amount of ground, and we've got in front of us right here, that's the Phoenix, which is a gold copper skarn. Between all of the deposits in this area, we are nestled amongst all of it, and you can tell there's not a lot of outcrop where we are right now, and therein lies our opportunity. This is prime exploration ground. You've got deposits all around us, and really we just need to look beneath the cover here to figure out what's going on. So here we are at our Mill Creek property, and our ground actually continues 30 kilometers to the northwest. It wraps around the toe of that mountain range there up to SSR Mining's Marigold complex, where there's 12 million ounces of gold. You can see the Phoenix open pit over here. That's Nevada Gold Mines, another 12 million ounces of gold. Behind me in this direction, we've got Cove McCoy, where there's about 4 million ounces of gold there. And it actually looks like we have some new neighbors down here just to our southeast. And this is SSR Mining doing some exploration. Doing some ionic leach sampling recently, we can see that there's actually gold and copper mineralization coming up on potential structures here. So that's probably what they're drilling. And if we cross the valley, our land continues all the way over to the Shoshone Range, where we have Horse Mountain up in the distance. Early 2000s drilling has 90 gram meter gold, and that's a pretty exciting target. We actually have neighbors there as well. Nevada Gold Mines drilling a couple hundred meters from our property boundary there. So we just took the shortcut up to the very top of Horse Mountain, and through the windshield here we can see Cortez and Cortez Hills. And across the valley you've got Pipeline, and combined you've got around 60 million ounces along this trend in front of us. And to us that's pretty special. And the only reason why there's no gold mine right here where we're sitting is because we're in upper plate geology. There's a little bit of rock in between us and that really receptive gold host in the lower plate.
Immediately to the north of us, Nevada Gold Mines is drilling on Ridgeline Swift project. You can see off in the distance their drill roads or laydowns, and their access roads are just over the hill here.
We're roughly 300 to 600 meters away from the northern end of our claim boundary, and they're drilling holes towards us. Their depth to that lower plate is around 600 meters. We know from drilling on our side that it's around 300 meters. So we're pretty optimistic. We've got closer to surface gold mineralization, we've got the right rocks closer to surface, and we've got pretty good grades too.
We've got about 450 soil samples planned for the eastern block of Horse Mountain.
Yeah.
We also did one test line across the Barrick drilling.
And right here
as well, about 50 or 60 samples. So we can correlate some of these responses we're seeing in the hyperspectral to some of the soil samples, geochemistry on that surface, and then some of the rock chips too.
We're doing soil geochemistry, we're doing geophysics, and we're looking for those same targets to find one of these gold deposits that we can see in the distance right here under our feet. Here we are at Lewis. We're deep in Lewis Canyon at yet another historic working in this area across this large 55 square kilometer property. There's a lot of gold in this area, a big footprint, and we're right on trend with some of the largest gold deposits in the Battle Mountain Trend. The old timers were going after the gold and silver mineralization in these veins and alongside these rhyolite intrusions. And we see this same thing repeated over and over again across this entire property. And we're going to be combining this historic data, a lot of soil sampling across this area, alongside the historic drilling up there in the hills with our own drilling in 2021 and 2022 to try and figure out what is the ultimate cause of all this mineralization we see at surface. You look at the side of it, there's these
nice good stockwork, yeah.
Veins.
With carbonate too.
Yep.
And quartz.
Where are you coming from? Where are you friends at? Is there something down at depth much larger, much bigger, and in comparison to the tier 1 deposits in this trend? Things like Hilltop and Pipeline on the other side. And then there's just wide open potential at Mill Creek and Kobe Valley even further south, Caraco Lake. And there we're actually looking for something that might be more similar to the Atlanta gold system, where our sister company, Nevada King Gold, has made a 1 million+ ounce oxide gold discovery. We have a lot of options of how we move this ground forward. There's going to be projects along this trend amongst the 11 now district scale plays where we can do the drilling and exploration ourselves if it seems feasible to do. And there's other places where it might make more sense to partner with some of these major mining operations around us. We've got a lot of great neighbors here, Nevada Gold Mines, Kinross, SSR Mining, and i-80 Gold, but there's also Australian companies who are growing rapidly in their market, and they're looking to diversify into one of the safest and most risk-free jurisdictions here in the United States, in Nevada. We're picking up as much ground as we can in the hottest areas in Nevada and holding it and waiting for the moment to strike, which is now, and start that exploration, collecting that baseline data, geochemistry, geophysics, and that historic drilling database to help vector ourselves into what we feel are the best drilling targets, and then pulling the trigger and drilling them. Our outcome here is simple. We want to make a multi-million ounce gold discovery. That's why I joined the company. I'm driven by discovery, and really here we have the biggest potential of making that discovery. We've got the most ground in the hottest trend in Nevada.